Hey everyone, welcome to the Reddit branch. Today we have interesting stories from Reddit that I would love to hear your opinion about. So feel free to let me know what you think down in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for content like this every day. Am I the a-hole for not sharing my inheritance with my adopted siblings? Recently, my grandfather died. Grandma was already gone. During the will hearing, we found out that grandpas put everything on my name. My dad and him didn't really have a strong relationship as he did not want my father to adopt 2 children. This was because my father did not have enough money to send me to college but was still going on to adopt children. I honestly didn't have the best relationship with them afterwards. When they first came, I had to sleep on the couch. I was 10 for a solid year as they were still fosters and needed their own rooms. My parents overcompensated for them because they feared they could be traumatized at the cost of spending time with me. Ever since then, my parents haven't had a close relationship with my grandfather. He never wanted to see my siblings as they weren't his grandchildren. So him and I would spend a lot of time together. We went fishing, cycling, and on cool vacations together. He was the best grandpa I had and I'm eternally grateful. My grandpa was a pretty well-to-do man. He paid for my college and even my down payments on my first house. After grandma passed away, I was his closest relative. I was with him till the very end. I took time off work to spend time with him. During this time, my parents never even called. As a result, my relationship with my parents became non-existent. So during the will hearing, my parents and siblings showed up. I was pretty pissed they had the nerve to show up. Grandpa gave everything to me. No surprise there, but my dad felt it cheated and my siblings were pretty upset. They were hoping that the money could help pay off their debt. My mother took me aside and told me it would be nice if I could split the inheritance 3 ways, since I didn't need all the money, and that my siblings were his grandchildren too. My siblings, 24 male and 22 female, also came to ask for it as they thought they had some sort of right to it. Luckily, my great uncle was there and told them to flip off and said I am the sole inheritor of his will as well, no children. This pissed my father off and he tried to fight my uncle, but he told him to get lost. Between the 2 of them, I will be getting over 10 million, but I told my siblings to get lost and maybe if they worked hard enough they could get this money. Another issue is that my grandma from my mom's side has put me as the inheritor of their house, another 2 million, because she believes family's blood and will not accept my mother's decision to adopt. My mother has been calling me recently, but I told her if she called me again, I would get a restraining order. My siblings called me a selfish a-hole. Not like I will miss any family time as I'm really close to my mom's side. They aren't because they chose to adopt, and I have amazing friends. But I do feel a bit bad as my parents tried to do a good thing by adopting, but severed relationships. Plus, I don't want to break my grandpa's will. People replied in the comments with, "Everyone sucks." Them for assuming that they are entitled to the money, and you because you seriously just sound like a spoiled, uncompassionate a-hole. I told my siblings to get lost and maybe if they worked hard enough they would get this money. That's some pretty hypocritical advice coming from someone who was just handed $10 million for coming out of the right womb. I'm gonna say everyone sucks. This sounds like a worse family than Knives Out. Your parents suck for giving up and expecting a handout. Your grandfather probably should have been involved in his adopted grandkids' lives, and you shouldn't have told them to get lost and struggle while you have $10 million. That's an exorbitant amount of money to inherit. You can't show grace where it isn't deserved. Legally you aren't the a-hole, but come on man. Maybe I'm in the minority here, but if I inherited $10 million, I wouldn't tell my family to shove it, even if they did suck. Now for my personal opinion, the poster for acting like they worked sleepless night to get $12 million when actually they did nothing, and the siblings for acting as if it's their money. Next story. Am I the a-hole for not wanting to attend my boyfriend's family gathering? I have been with my boyfriend for 6 months. We have had an amazing relationship so far, and we have had minimal disagreements. His sister is having a family get-together with about 30 people, and I agreed to attend it a month ago. However, he mentioned to me about a week ago that there will be a portion of it where all of the guys and women separate, as the guys will be going golfing and the women will stay at home and gossip, as he put it. I have only been with him for 6 months, so I have only met his parents and 2 of his sisters. So I'll be alone with 15 of his women relatives by myself for hours. The first time I'm meeting most of them. As an introvert, this is super intimidating. Since it's not my family getting together, I don't want to spoil the fun with my anxiety. So I posted on Reddit advice about what I should do. They suggested going to the get-together, but going home when the guys and women separate. I thought this was a good idea, and a good compromise where I still attend, but I go home when that happens. I'm in my early 20s, and I just started a new job, so I just don't want to spend my weekend doing something that will make me anxious. Also, if I have been dating my boyfriend for years, of course I wouldn't have an issue doing this, because I would have some familiarity with them, as I plan to do so. Because we do plan on spending holidays like Christmas and Thanksgiving with each other's families in the future. I told my boyfriend about this and he got a little bit upset about it. He also asked his friend's advice on this, who's an extrovert, and he said that I shouldn't be anxious about attending because I'm eventually going to meet all of his family anyways. So am I the a-hole? Should I just attend the entire thing because it's important to my boyfriend? Or is it justified that I'm nervous and I would leave the get-together when this happens? I feel like I could be wrong in this situation because it's his family. When we do work out in the long run, they are people I'll be close to anyways. People replied in the comments with, "You're not the a-hole at all. The thought of me being in your possession makes me feel anxious and I would definitely have to bite off. I do think your boyfriend should understand that though. I have been with my partner for a few years now and she lives with me and she would likely get anxious at this kind of thing, and I would never make her go through with it. To be honest, I can see why he would be disappointed, but I can't understand why he would make you go if you feel uncomfortable. It feels like a bit of a jerk move. Yeah, you will meet them all eventually, but probably over a while and not all at once. It's stupid to act like that's even the same. No one is an a-hole. But being able to attend a party of 15 people where you only know 3 people is a pretty important skill to develop. It's literally every work event ever. You probably want to work on getting comfortable with it either with therapy or practice. That's such an uncomfortable situation. I don't think the poster is the a-hole. The boyfriend seems to be against the poster instead of on her side. He can help her through it instead of asking his friend who is completely different from his girlfriend for advice. Next story. Am I the a-hole for calling out my kids' future stepmom for treating me like a surrogate? I, 29 female, dated a guy, Joe, 30 male, for 3 months before he left me to go back to his ex Kim, 30 female. Right after we broke up, I found out I was pregnant, and now I'm at 24 weeks. I let him know and he was ecstatic. Turns out, his girlfriend had fertility issues and would likely never be able to get pregnant naturally, and he has always wanted to be a father. Getting back together was out of the question for both of us, so he's still with his girlfriend. Joe was only allowed at the initial appointment because of COVID-19, and we found out I was having twins. According to Joe, she had a mental breakdown about her infertility, and she wanted to talk to me. I met them at their house, and Kim stated that she wanted to be involved in my pregnancy because she would eventually be the children's stepmom. She started telling me that I needed to do a home birth, that I needed to formula feed so that they could have the babies half of the week, that she wanted one boy and one girl, and that she wanted the kid to call her mama since they would be calling me mommy. Kim continued to be overbearing and texting me every day about eating habits, exercise habits, and whining about how her job wouldn't let her take maternity leave. At the virtual genetics counseling appointment, she attended instead of Joe and took over the whole meeting trying to talk about her family history, which wasn't relevant. When it came time for my 20-week level 2 scan, they allowed me one guest, and Joe suggested I take Kim instead of him, which I refused to do. Joe did end up coming and he found out the gender because I wanted to keep it a surprise for me so we could throw a gender reveal party. I put a pregnancy announcement on my social media, and then she put up an announcement saying that they were expecting twins, the non-traditional way, and how pleased she was. I was irritated, but I kept my mouth shut. Then she threw a gender reveal party and posted it on social media. I wasn't even invited. She also announced that she's having a baby shower. I commented on her posts and told her to stop treating me like a surrogate, that the kids weren't hers, and that Joe didn't have any claim or custody of the kids until they were born. I then called Joe and reiterated all of this, and stated that I would not be seeing either of them until we went to a family court and that my mother would be my birthing partner. Him and Kim and some of her friends and family are saying that I'm an a-hole, and her mother even called and insisted I give her one of my babies like this is a parent trap. People replied in the comments with, "You're not the a-hole. They're going to angle for custody of your babies and they try to make her their mom. You're not the a-hole. She's obviously going through some things, but her behavior is way beyond the bounds of acceptable. And that she's seemingly surrounded by people who are actively enabling her delusions of impending motherhood, apparent aspirations to kidnap your children is terrifying. You urgently need a lawyer, and Kim urgently needs a psychiatric treatment. Don't sit on this or wait for things to get worse. You're not the a-hole. You're not her baby factory. She sounds unhinged, and honestly, I will put as much distance between you and her and Joe as possible. Like, I'm honestly concerned she could be a serious danger to you once the babies are born. Like, try to kill you and keep the babies or something equally psychotic. Get a lawyer as soon as possible and get a restraining order against her if you have to. Document everything. Screenshot everything from Facebook. You will need it in court. I have twins as well. Congratulations, and make sure you protect yourself and these babies. Now, for my personal opinion, the poster is 100% not the a-hole. The girlfriend needs serious help. Her actions scream cry for help, to be honest. The poster did not do anything wrong stating facts. This concludes all the stories we have for this video. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to share your opinions in the comment section down below. Until next time.